Congratulations, you finally done it. You finally fucked your shoulder and now you can't even move it anymore. Your mobility is decreased. You might have even been diagnosed with frozen shoulder or shoulder impingement. Why? Don't worry, because that's why we're here. Today, we're gonna work exactly on how to not only prevent, but also correct shoulder impingement and frozen shoulder. And we're gonna do that with the minimum amount of equipment. For our first exercise, we want to mobilize our shoulder first. For that, we're gonna take one hand, put it on our first piece of equipment, a wall. I hope you have one of those at home. If not, maybe you can find yourself a tree or something. We're gonna start by retracting and protracting our scapula, our shoulder blade. Retract, protract, pull in and push forward. Repeat that 8 to 10 times per set. Take a short break and do a second set of these. Now we're gonna move on to the next exercise with the same starting position. Now this one needs a lot more coordination because we're gonna do circular movements. Retracting, pulling up, pushing out, retracting, pulling up, protracting, retracting, rolling up, protracting. And if you do have the coordination, we can start doing the same thing into the other direction. From the top, retract, protract. From the bottom, retract and protract. 8 circulations, 2 rounds, and then we're gonna move on to exercise number 3. Now we can move on to a pull-up bar, and all we're gonna do is grab said pull-up bar, first off dead hang, basically do a passive hang to decompress your shoulder joints, let it relax, let it all pull and elongate and chill. Hold it with both hands for like 10 to 15 seconds if you can. If you can hold it even longer, even better. 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 60 seconds. Just so we can decompress the shoulder joint and get rid of all the compression that we build over time and all the tension that we have in the rotator cuff that builds up over time that we never work on. Once we've done that, we're gonna include some actual contracting movements. We're gonna do a wide scapular pull-up by grabbing with both arms, decompressing, retracting, decompressing, retracting, and repeating the whole process for another 8 repetitions per set. But for this exercise, we're gonna do 3 sets because of the amazing benefits of the decompression, as well as learning how to trigger all the shoulder musculature that you require to move your scapula down and up, out, and in. Once we're done with that, we're gonna move on to the next exercise, which requires a little bit more coordination because we're gonna go to the bar like so. And we're gonna do single-sided scapular pull-ups, which look really funny but are an amazing exercise. We're gonna pull left side, right side, left side, right side. Now, with this exercise, I'm not only retracting my shoulder blades, what I'm also doing is pushing them forward at the top of the movement, pulling them to my ears, which looks something like this. Pull up and forward, pull up and forward, up and forward, up and forward. Now that we've done activation, decompression, and contraction, we're gonna start combining flexibility with mobility. We're gonna grab ourselves either a stick or an elastic band, and we're gonna start out with one of the easier exercises, which is opening up our chest, retracting our shoulder blades at the back, and moving back forward again. Now, you want to include the movement of your scapula and you want to have as much range of motion as possible, which looks like this. Open, retract, elongate, pull forward, open, retract. Once we've done that, we can move on to simple rotations. We're gonna start out with our arms extended. We're gonna do full rotations. Pull your shoulders up, pull them back and down, pull them up, pull them forward and down. We're gonna pull up, back and down. We're gonna pull up and forward. Moving on from symmetrical rotations to asymmetrical rotations. Left to right, right to left, switch it up. Left to right, right to left. Now once we've done symmetrical and asymmetrical rotations, we're gonna move on to adduction and abduction. Protract, retract, protract, retract. And we're gonna do that in the neutral, in the elevated, and in the downward position. Neutral, out, in, elevated, out, in, and downward, out, in. Pull back, retract your shoulder blades, extend them, elongate them. Then, in the positive, we're gonna pull back, retract, and then we're gonna protract, push forward, and we're gonna do the same thing in the downward rotation. Pull back, retract, and elongate. Once we've done that, the next one and the last one is gonna make this a little bit harder because now we need to learn how to activate one side without moving the other. I want you to protract one and then the other and do the same thing in the positive and in the negative. Now keep in mind, since the goal of these exercises is rehabilitation and prevention, we're not gonna go for absolute strength or endurance, but we're gonna go for a combination of both, which is exactly what we did right now. We're gonna do 8 to 10 repetitions to 2 to 3 sets maximum of each of these exercises. Try and take half a minute to a minute rest in between. You can maybe do a little bit of rotation, maybe a little bit of shaking it out in between, just so you don't cramp up and so you don't get more pain if you're already in pain. And keep in mind that if it starts hurting really bad, it's not a good sign, that's actually a bad sign. But other than that, if you already have impingement, then you're not gonna get around having a little bit of tension and a little bit of pain when you are working on rehabilitating. If you don't have any pain and if you're doing that to prevent injury, then it's alright to go with a little bit more resistance, maybe change it up from one of the weaker bands to one of the stronger bands. You can even add some additional weight around your waist while you are doing the scapular pull-ups, especially the one-sided ones, because they need a lot of control and they can actually build a lot of strength in all the surrounding muscle tissue around our shoulders and around our rotator cuffs. That's basically it for me for today. As always, if you like the video, consider subscribing. And thank you all for the insane growth we had lately on the channel. I really appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow because new videos every day. Captain Cairo, peace out.